This is I'm irritated. These rules are ridiculous. I have issues with dice games sometimes. They stress me out. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. I'm Mike from Board Games for One, and we are continuing our playthrough of ISS Vanguard as part of our Road to Retaliation series, where we are playing through each Awaken Realms game as we approach the launch of the Kickstarter for Nemesis Retaliation. At the end of this road, I am going to rank all of the Awaken Realms games. That's right, I've never ranked before. Now, to clarify, these are the Awaken Realms games that appear on their website. As Awaken Realms also does miniatures for other games, I didn't know how to filter all that out, so I'm going by what they present on their website. All right, where we left off last time, we had just disembarked and we are now ready to explore the planet of Brimstone. If you'd like to see the introduction, I'll put the card right up here for you. Go watch that first. I'm going to be teaching you how to play as we do this. I still would recommend that you do the tutorial, and hopefully this playthrough is going to help so everything just sinks in. Quick break here. I want to show you something that my local game store, Cape Fear Games, made for you. So check this out. All right, so they actually made a tag on their store of Board Games for One. I put the link in the description below. So all you have to do is click that link. You can just go to capefeargamesilm.com, but just click the link. And it is tagged for this Awaken Realms series. So you can see everything that you can get online through their store. And if you use my code Board Games for One when you check out, it's free shipping in the continental United States and 10% off. But you can see, like, you've got the Either Fields core box, you've got the hard to find expansions. I don't even know what Armada Strigoi is, so I'm going to have to look at that. You've got all these expansions. Most important thing, you've got the card sleeves that fit the Awaken Realms games, all of your different options there. You've got ISS Vanguard and the expansions. Lords of Ragnarok, the core box just came out. You've got the stretch goals. You've got some of the Nemesis expansions, or if you like the miniatures, the deluxifying stuff, playmats, things like that, Tainted Grail. I just thought this was super cool for them to put together. You've got the Great Wall, the miniatures version, stretch goals, not to push you to pick any of it up. But if you've been looking for any of that, this is a way to get it at a very good deal, and it supports this channel too. So check it out. All right, we have just emerged onto the planet Brimstone with our cadets, Cho Jang Yong of rank 1 and Natalia Torres. We've got what do we got? Our recon and our engineering specialists going to explore this planet, and our mission is to find a certain point of interest, and we'll know it when we see it. There's a dust storm that's traveling around on the board on this planet that we're going to encounter and going to have to deal with when we get there. It's called a threat. I have not dealt with a threat yet, so this is brand new. I've also got some optional discoveries to find. We're going to be going to some different logs. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Well, we've just emerged from our lander onto the fractured plane. It says, finding a way off this plateau will take time. What hides within its deep, dark ravines? I've got some options. I can survey the surface right here. This symbol means that I cannot exit this sector until that symbol is gone, which means I have to do something, and we're going to place a card over top, and then I can move. So right now, we need to survey the surface. I get to choose which one of my explorers gets to go first. To help me out, I'm going to use this turn available token on each one of my characters. I can also use the start to decide who gets to start. If you are playing this cooperatively, the recon player decides who starts. Since I'm playing by myself and I have to control two hands, I'll pick the one that makes the most sense. Each player gets 2 turns. I've got a cheat sheet here, a reference card that helps me remember what I can do on a turn. On my turn, I get to take an action step. So that's 2 actions. And that's travel, that's rest, that's prepare. What else we've got here? Oh, we've got lift off. That's to leave the planet. That's to leave our mission. We can leave without completing the mission. That may not be a great idea, but we can do it. We can also use exertion, which is not an action, and that helps that helps us with refreshing dice. Right now, I cannot travel to another sector because of this blocked icon here. I don't need to rest. Well, I could stand to rest. When you rest, you get to refresh dice, but I don't want to start with a rest. And the thing is, when you take a rest action, that's one of your two actions, you lose one of your supplies. Right now I have 7 on my lander. I would have to take a supply, so I would be down to 6. Then I would get to refresh half of the total dice that I have. So I have 6, so I could refresh 3 dice from my spent pull over here, and I get to draw a card into my hand. You start with a hand of 2. I don't want to rest yet and waste supplies. The other thing I can do is prepare. To prepare, I get to draw 1 section card. Again, I have a hand of 2 already, so if I draw a card, I'm going to have to discard one of them. I can only have 2 as a rank 1 officer. I have to rank up to get more cards. Not only that, I can also trigger dice combinations. What that means is I can play a card, roll dice, and try to activate an ability on that card. I don't want to rest or prepare, so I'm going to take a special action that is on the card. The special action is noted by this special arrow icon. I can only do 1 special action per turn. Since this is a cooperative game, if 2 characters are in the same sector, or if you play certain cards depending on your abilities, you can help each other by contributing 1 dice to the active character or contributing 1 card to the active character. I also want to remember that I have charges that I can use for special abilities for each character when needed. All right, let's find out what the special action is. So first of all, if I successfully roll a red and green die, and by success, that means any icon pretty much other than the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark means an accident and something bad happens. In this case, since this accident is at the top and in red, it means if I roll an accident, then I immediately, when I get to the accident phase of the dice check, it's a whole thing. We got a cheat sheet. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it. Then we have to apply the effect. In this case, it would be to go to log 42. Who knows what's going to happen if I fail? If I don't roll that, though, let's say I had a red and a green. Oops, those are both over there. I rolled a red and a green, and they both had some kind of a successful icon, anything other than a blank or an exclamation point. Then I replace with card point of interest 85. Something good's going to happen. All right, so that's probably what I want to do. But there's a bonus. There's another special action down here where I roll as many dice as I want and a danger die. That's this right here. And if I roll a danger die, depending on the icon, I'm going to consult my danger reference here to find out what bad thing happened or didn't happen. I can survey the ravines by rolling those. If I roll 2 of these compass dice right here, if I roll 2 of those successfully, and remember I've got a wild can count as anything I want. If I roll 2 of those successfully, then I get this yellow. It's a bonus. Gain a unique discovery. That is super valuable. I would love to have that. Also, if I roll 2 reds successfully, I gain 2 microorganism leads. I talked a little about leads in the previous video, so we're not going to go over that again. Replace with a random P160 card. Oh boy. Okay, let's see what's up. I'll tell you what I want. I want to get this unique discovery immediately before something gets replaced. So it's like I've got this choice to make. And I'm going to go for this. So I'm going to start with Natalia Torres. She's going to be my starting player. She has 2 turns. I'm going to have 2 cards in hand. It looks like I've got Hideout and Safe Path. I'm not going to go over these every time I draw them. I'm just going to go over them when I use them. Scratch all that. I'm going to go with Chai Jae Young because she has a special conversion ability where if she rolls a blue success icon, it counts as that compass. I need 2 of those compass icons. So I'm going to start here. And I'm sorry if it's not a compass. That's just what I'm calling it for now. It probably is a compass because it's called scouting. So that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to start with her. She's my starting player. I get 2 actions. Man, I would love another blue dice. But I'm not going to rest yet. I'm going to draw 2 cards into my hand. All right. During a dice check, I can re-roll 1 dice. That's going to be useful. Respite and... if you are in a sector with mission equipment, refresh 1 dice. Okay, so that reminds me, actually, at the beginning here, I can divvy up my equipment to my characters. So let's do that. Some of this equipment I should have thought about can only be used by certain sections. So I've got recon and engineering, so I can't use the dehydrated supplies. That requires, who does that require? Science. I believe it requires science. Mining probe, cool. That's going to go to engineering. Zipline, cool. We've got over there. And recon, man, I don't have security. I can't use the adrenaline shot. So I made a mistake. That's okay. This is my first time actually using equipment. I didn't have any of it for the opening missions. Can't use portable AI. Wow. Medkit can be used by anybody. Cool. So I'm going to put the medkit over here with engineering. And I've got a jetpack over here and a construction arm. So I still get to use 5 of them. Let's keep them all out here. Also, I've got some time tracks in play now. So I have over here our planetary stuff that happens. What it's called again? Global conditions. All right, global conditions. So I place my timer right there, and I'll be instructed when to move it. And then I've got a timer over here for one of my items, the mining probe. So I'm assuming it doesn't tell me. I'm assuming each time I use it, I move the timer up 1. That's my assumption. Crew members can exchange equipment between each other or among each other as they like, as long as it's something that can be exchanged. So it can't be specific to their field of expertise. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll 2 blues in the hopes that I can get these 2 scouting icons. I'm going to roll a red. I only have 1. Since I'm sharing a space here with Natalia, Natalia is going to contribute 1 dice, but we're going to keep it separate. I'm just putting it to the side so I can roll it there. And I also have to roll a danger die with this. So let's see first of all, what we have going on here. Okay, so not amazing because I rolled an exclamation point, which is bad. So to do this, I use this lovely reference card dice check. I don't have to reference this every time. But first, I choose the dice I want to roll. I add the injury and the danger dice. I did that, and then I roll the dice, right? So now we're going to be going to the modify stage. But first, let me put all these outside here. This is going into my pole over there. Normally, you'd have more room. This is just for the camera. Remember this right there. I'm going to roll the red die that was contributed. Good. It was successful as something. That's all I wanted. I'm going to put that over here, so that I know what dice are available. And then I've got this danger that I might have to resolve as well. Okay, first of all though, I need to convert this. I need to be able to re-roll. So I'm going to look at my cards. I can use the 2 cards that are in my hand, but I can also ask for a card from Natalia. 1 card that she can contribute. So she can re-roll 1. That's awesome. Or she can move 1 dice from the roll pool to their owner's spent pool to turn 1 other to the success result. Oh boy, okay. I think I would rather re-roll, and we're just going to use hers. So I'm going to keep these down here. I'm going to discard during this dice check to re-roll this 1 blue. Give me something good. Please, 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 please. Yes, 2 wilds. That's a success. That's awesome. That counts as 2 successes, actually. So, I still have this 1 card to use. So, let's take a look at my dice and spend them accordingly. First of all, I'm going to spend my 2 compasses, because these are successful wilds, to gain a unique discovery. That's awesome. So, I gain unique discovery 4. What did you find, Cho Jae-young? Oxygenating extremophile. Planetary Explanation. When you gain this card, each crew member refreshes 2 dice. That's awesome. Then I place this on my lander as an earned discovery, even though it might not be worth anything else later. Sometimes they are. Each crew member refreshes 2 dice. So this is my discard pile. So now I get to refresh any 2 dice that I want. So I'll refresh a red and 2 blues. I think I'll do the wrench, and I think I'll do my wild. And then I will refresh over here my basic and my scouting over there. Now, since I resolved that, I can resolve the 2 reds. And I'm going to use both of those. So put those in my spent pool. Gain 2 microorganism leads. Let's do it right now. All right. 1 goes to microorganism. Okay, it's 0, but I get to draw a card. It says +1 card. I get to do that right away for my active character. And I've got specialized tools. During a dice check, you have the convert ability. If I roll a basic, I can count it as a mining. Not bad. Don't worry about the bottom ones. We're going to deal with those when we can. All right. All right. So I got that. Cool. And now I get to draw another lead. So that's 2 microorganisms. Oh my goodness. And it's another 0. Once I get to 3, I'm at 0. Then I get to gain this discovery, and I get to discard the tokens that are on top. We'll go through that when it happens. All right. Cho Jae Young. Now I replace it with P160. What that means is the point of interest cards. So I'm going to go over to tray B, which is my large black tray, and I'm not going to slide it over here. It's too messy. But point of interest, where are you at? Let's go global condition. Oops, I'm sorry. It's card tray A, the white one. P160. All right, there are 2 P160, so I draw a random one. Boom. I put the other one back into card tray A, right where it belongs. Everything's in numerical order. And I replace this. So anything else that was on that card, I don't get to activate now. All right, we discovered sulfuric deposits. Now, I've only taken 1 action so far. The thick crust of sulfides is extremely flammable. All right, so we've got a progress track now. We're going to get to see how that works. I'm going to have the option as a special action to mine the deposit. Actually, before I went a little out of order there, it doesn't affect anything. That's why when you do the dice check, it is good to check the sheet to make sure you do it in order. I'm supposed to resolve the danger dice before the special effect that I did. It's not going to change anything, but the danger dice icon said A, so I go to my danger die reference card. I know it can seem like a lot here. It is a lot. It is a lot. Let's be fair. So I go to A, which is over here. Okay. And this icon, thank goodness, isn't on there. So nothing bad happened. Cool. So we can just discard that and continue as we were doing. All right. To mine the deposit, though, would be a special action. I've already taken 1, so I can't take another. I need to use another action. Now I'm able to travel. That icon is gone. Now we have a biome icon, which sometimes will be referenced and will be told exactly what to do, usually during the event phase, which is coming up. Also, let's put the time token here on the dust storm just to show you what might be happening. So right now the timer is on counter spin. So if an event card references the dust storm doing something as a counter spin, it means the dust storm is going to move to the lowest numbered connected sector. That would be down to here. That is not awesome. Clockwise spin means it's going to go to the higher number. And if we get to a gale up here, then I'm going to have to exhaust 3 dice for each character in the same sector. So I want to keep that in mind as I'm moving around. Right now, it's most likely to come here. So let's move, and let's move over to anywhere that's connected. I can go here, go to log 25, see what's going to happen. I don't know. Or I can go to thermal vents. I kind of want to see what is going to happen. So I'm going to go to log 25. So that means travel. You see this travel icon. means that I'm going to reference over here on global conditions. Whenever I travel, I have to roll the dice. If I get any accidents, then I'm going to have to roll a danger dice and resolve it. If it's successful, then I get to move to a connected sector. So I can roll however many dice I want in order to do this travel. I really would like to roll just one. I've got two blue. I've only got one red. What am I going to need up here? I don't know. I think I should roll a blue, and I'm going to roll my wrench because the wild die actually has like a 50-50 chance of getting an accident, which I just don't want that. So let's roll it. Let's hope for the best. All right, boom. It's an accident. I can go ahead and follow the dice check procedure to modify the results by playing a card. So let's try it. And right now I'm still in the same sector as my teammate. Oh boy. I don't have any reroll abilities, so I'm going to ask dear Natalia for some help. I'm gonna reroll one dice. So she's going to discard hers. We'll put that right over here. Oh my goodness. We're gonna discard. I'm gonna have to move the lander back. Alright, so we discarded it. Let's do that reroll. And she can also contribute a dice. I really don't want to exhaust more dice. I really just hope that this isn't a waste. Come on. Oh, man, that's awful. That's just terrible. I have... she can only use one card. I have nothing else that I'm aware of that I can use. Convert ability. No, I got nothing. So we have to roll the danger dice. So that was a total waste. Total waste. What's going to happen? So danger dice, and it looks like it's A. What happens? On that icon, I gain a wounded injury. That's not the worst thing, but it certainly isn't a good thing. So here's what happens. I take my injury deck. I add an injury. If I get a fourth injury, then I die. That's bad. The other bad thing is I get an injury dice, and I have to place it in any dice slot of my choice, so it crowds out the spaces that I might need. So I'm going to put it under blue there. Now, every time I roll, I have to roll the injury dice, and something bad may or may not happen based on this. So if I roll this icon while I have this injury, then I have to exhaust one dice for no reason. So it's not good. It's not good. Not only that, I didn't get to move, and that ends her turn. So boom. There we go, Cho Jae-young. I'm not happy with that start. All right, now we get to see what kind of event is going to happen. So I'm going to draw an event because my turn ended. Let's see what happens. All right, if no icons match, discard this card. Well, we do have. So this is where you look at the biome icons, and I've got a biome icon. It matches. That means we've got some low visibility here. Lose one supply or roll the danger die. Supplies are way too valuable. I would rather roll the danger die at this point. So we're going to discard that event and roll the danger die. And something bad happens, of course. That, in this case, means I gain another wounded injury. Seriously. This is a rough start. This is a rough start. So that is 2 wounded injuries already for Cho Jae-young. And again, the 4th one, and your character is basically dead. Wow. So she also gets another injury die, clogging up that dice pool. I'm going to put it in green. That's just bad. All right. On to Natalia's turn. Now, I have to remember my mission, though. I can get so sidetracked on these side things. If I mine the deposit, I can gain 1 mineral discovery and replace this card. If I fail, I roll danger and replace it with a card anyway. You know, she's got the miner symbol. No, there really isn't. We would need a miner symbol to have a success, and the dangers. The danger is just not worth it. So I'm going to try to travel again. Instead of that, risking it, I'm going to use the zip line. So if you are in a lander sector, which I am, exhaust 1 dice. Place a zip line token in your sector. This counts as an action. So now, moving to and from the lander sector with the zip line token is free. It still counts as an action. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use the zip line, and I'm going to place a zip line token, which I don't know what that looks like. I'm going to put it right here. Never mind, I do know what it looks like. There we go. So we've got a zipline token there now. Cool. So now we can move without having to follow this scary dice rolling procedure. All right, that was one action. She has one action left, and Natalia is going to go to log. What do you have for me, log 25? Let's find out.
Away team, exploration report 27C.
While exploring a rocky area, we located an entry into a large cave complex. It includes structures consistent with the effects of water erosion. Caves sprawl in all directions. Analyzing them could derail our mission, but liquid water environments offer a high chance of encountering life.
All right, so the windstorm isn't doing anything yet, and that's okay. We've got a cave system with a windstorm going on above. All right, cave system. Tunnels extend deep into the planet's crust. So I can roll dice to map the caves as a special action, and I'm able to gain 1 mineral lead as a special bonus. Or if I'm just plain old successful, I go to log 7. If I fail, I'm going to lose 1 supply or have to roll danger. But that was the second turn. We're there. We are now going to have to draw an event card and find out what happens. All right, let's see what kind of biome. My biome icon does match, so we've got low visibility. Again, man, lose 1 supply or roll the danger die. I'm going to roll the danger die. I don't like losing supplies, but I also don't need any more injuries. Thank goodness. Nothing bad happened. Cool. That takes us to the end. We refreshed both. And now we get to decide our starting player. Well, looking at this board, log 6, this section right here, section 7, this is where I need to go. This is the pinnacle point of interest there. So I don't want to be spending too much time on my first visit to this planet exploring. With these 2 injuries, I think I just need to get over there. Right now, she's kind of trapped. Oh no, she can go to the right. I'll tell you what, so she can go 1, 2. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with Natalia. We're going to go to the volcanic surface and then try and get here and resolve this as soon as possible to finish this mission before poor Cho Jae-young here dies. We can always come back if we need to. All right, Natalia. So for Natalia to travel, instead of exploring here, as nice as that would be, I can exhaust 1 die to move to the volcanic surface. She has 5 dice available, which is pretty good. So let's go over there, Natalia. Boom. I'm going to sacrifice 1 of my dice. What am I going to need over here? 2 reds and a blue if I want to do this. I would like to gain a unique discovery, but I would need the muscle or a compass. So I'm going to keep the green, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The wild, I'm going to sacrifice, no. I'm going to sacrifice the blue for now. That's just what we're going to do. And I get to move over here. That's good. Now that I'm on the volcanic surface, look at this icon here. This means I can't go back, right? So this is a one-way travel. I'm stuck over here. An active lava zone with temperatures in excess of 1200 Kelvin for all of you science people out there. Oh no. You know what I didn't see? I can't just exit this. I'm stuck here. Well, I'm glad I planned for taking the action. That's what I have to do. I have to scout the lava zone, which means I need 2 successful reds, 1 successful blue. I was not planning on doing that. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. If I fail, I have to roll danger. Well, I'll tell you what. I can't get help because we're not sharing a space. So I can just go for this. No, because if I fail it, no matter what, I roll a danger, and no matter what, I fail. So I can either rest or I can prepare. I can get another card. So I'm going to prepare and then see if there's anything I need to do. Let's see. If I want to, I can roll dice to activate these bottom actions. So if I roll a muscle, I get to refresh 2 greens. If I roll anything successfully, I get to draw 2 cards. I don't want to do that. I'm okay with the 2 cards in hand. So that's going to end her turn. Didn't go how I planned. Draw an event card. And here we go. Do any of the biome they don't match. Good. If no icons match, discard this card and progress all time tracks by 1. That is not necessarily awesome. So let's do all the time tracks in order. All right, let's do the I don't get to place. I haven't placed a mining probe. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm going to move the mining. I'm just going to move it. I don't understand the mining probe, to be completely honest. So let me just show you this card. The rule on time tracks is you advance them when told to advance them. So I'm assuming right now I would advance this. It says, place a mining probe token in your sector by exhausting a red or blue dice. This counts as an action. Then, if this moves, it says gain 2 mineral leads and reset this track. So, I don't get it. Got it. So, this doesn't activate, I suppose. Got it. It is not activated. I haven't placed it yet, so I don't have a time track. It was just, okay, I understand now. I have to take an action to place this, and then the time track starts. So I should have started it earlier. I get it now. All right, I hope you get it too. Time tracks, let's move them. Let's move our global conditions over 1. Nothing happens. Now we're going to move our dust storm up 1, which means we activate whatever it moved to, which is gale. Clockwise spin, gale. That's bad. So first, each crew member in the sector with the dust storm exhausts 3 dice. Not going to happen. Cool. Clockwise spin, which is move the dust storm to the highest numbered connected space. Oh boy. I've got a 5 and I've got a 1. Man, that's bad. So we go over here to 5. Now we have another gale, so I have to exhaust 3 cards. That is not, or excuse me, 3 dice. That's bad. So exhaust, and I guess exhaust and wild. Sure. She's going to have to rest. So that was a pretty rough event. All right, it's Choje Young. She needs to get over here to the volcanic surface to help out. There's no way for me to get rid of this dust storm. I'm just going to have to work around it. It's a cool feature, though. It is cool. All right, so I'm going to use the zip line as an action to move, maybe in the same way, to move to the cave system. And that's 1 action. And I'm almost afraid to move here. No, yeah, actually, this is a good one to do. I'm going to move here. For my second action, I'm going to draw an event card and hope for the best. Do we have a biome icon? We don't have one that matches, so we advance the time tracks again. Again, not awesome, so there we go. And here we go. Clockwise spin and gale. Clockwise spin to the highest numbered. I do that first. Good, so that's going to go to 7. And then a gale, which exhausts 3 dice. We're safe from the dust storm for now. Good stuff. All right, we get to start our next turn. Boom, boom. Who's going to go first? Well, I'll tell you what we need. We need 2 red dice and a blue dice. And we need a muscle. So I've got a blue dice, 2 red dice over here. I think I'm going to start with Natalia Torres. And let me look at these items. I've got a jetpack. I can move to another connected sector in ignoring the path icons. So that's pretty awesome. I might be using that instead of the travel action there. Over here with Choja Young, she's got the mining probe, which I may as well start using now. She's got a med kit. And we're going to use that to discard one injury die before her turn. And then the construction arm is useless right now. So we're going to do both of these on her turn. Oh boy. For now, though, let's just get started with, I think, a rest action. So we're going to rest, which means I get to recover 3 dice in this case. So I'm going to recover 1 and blue and another red. Good. Now I also get to draw 1 card. It takes me up to 3, so I'm going to have to discard 1. I get to reroll 1 green. That's not super useful right now. Or reroll 1 red. Yeah, so I'm just going to discard that. I'm going to keep these 2. That was 1 action. For my next action, I'm going to go ahead and try to do this special action. I'm going to scout the lava zone. So, Natalia, let's get our 2 red dice and our blue dice. Here we go. And we are going to roll. I need to decide ahead of time, is Cho Jae-young going to assist? Since she's assisting, she can contribute 1 die. She does not have to contribute her injury die, or cannot. I should probably contribute, let's see, 2 successful reds and a blue. I can re-roll reds with her ability. I can re-roll blues with this card. I don't really want to contribute anything at this point. It's a little too risky when, there's a chance I can use my cards to make it through this. So let's hope for the best. I want a muscle as well, or a compass. I want a muscle or a compass. Do I want to contribute a compass? Yes. I'm going to contribute a blue. I'm going to contribute a blue just to increase the chances. Here we go. I need to remember that wild blue is actually Cho Jae-young. This is awful. Like, these rolls are ridiculous. All right. I have issues with dice games sometimes. It stresses me out. Okay, so I've got 2 accidents. How does that happen? There's only 1 accident on each die. So it's like a 1 in 6 chance, and I got both? Really? All right, during a dice check, re-roll 1 red. Let's do it. Okay, good. We got a wild. Then I get to move 1 from the roll pool to their owner's spent pool to the basic result. Well, I don't have another. I can't use this. I can't use this because I don't have another dice that I chose. So this is I'm irritated. I'm annoyed. Okay. I know it's my own choice. It irritates me. All right. Let's see. If you're in a sector with mission equipment, refresh 1 blue. No, there's no mission equipment in this. So that would be like the zip line down here is what that would be. All right, so I've got a red there, accident that I can't do anything about. You have the convert ability of a basic. Yeah, can't do anything. Can't do anything at all. So she had a blue accident as well. And yeah, so it just fails all around. So boom, boom, boom. We got nothing. We didn't get a. Did we get a wild? We didn't get any wild that I know of. Maybe did she roll the wild? I think she did. Oh my goodness, I'll have to go back. I won't find out till I look at the camera. It was wild because it was 2 red accidents. Okay, so it was a wild. So that wild, I'm going to count it as gaining a unique discovery. But here's my question. Do I get the yellow if I failed the green? Let me check on that. Yes, I do. You resolve it in order, starting with the yellow, working the way down. Okay, so gain a unique discovery. So I gain unique discovery 6. That's cool. Planetary Exploration. It's a protein soup. When you gain this card, gain 2 supplies. Hey, I'll take it. So now I need to start. I rested, so I was down to 6 supplies. Now I'm 7, 8. I'm up to 8. Not bad. I'm going to need that with all the dice I just lost. Now this second green part, I don't have 2 successful reds and a blue to use. So that's a fail, which means I roll a danger dice. Let's do it. It's not the end of the world, right? It's just a wasted action. Good. Nothing bad happened. All right. So that was 2 actions. Draw an event card. Boom. Nothing happens. Do not progress any time tracks. That's awesome. No hazards. We're making good progress at good time. Thank goodness. All right, now it's Cho Jae Young's turn over here. First, she is going to use a med kit. So I have to exhaust 1 green, and I get to discard 1 injury die. Return this card to the armory. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to return the med kit to the armory, which means I do get to use it later. That's nice. And I get to get rid of 1 of these die, which means I flip over 1 of these injuries to a wounded injury. Thank goodness. So I still have the injury, but the effect is not in play. So there we go. Boom to boom. That did not count as an action. I'm going to place a mining probe. Maybe it'll pay off someday. I don't know. I am going to exhaust a red dice. This is probably a bad idea. Exhaust a red dice in order to place it in my sector. So let's do it. All right, good stuff. So I placed that there, and I now have a mining probe. I'll put it down here. I get to put the time track on it, and this is going to advance every time we advance time tracks. So if it gets all the way down to here, I gain 2 mineral leads, and I reset the track. So hey, maybe it'll be useful. That was 1 action. For my next action, I'm definitely going to rest, take my supplies from 8 down to 7, and let's refresh 3 of my 6 die and draw a card. So let's see here. What am I going to need? 2 reds and a blue. So let's go red, and then let's go with a blue, and let's just go with a plain old success blue. There we go, because that could count. Her convert ability allows that to be converted to scouting. Scouting is what I need for, well, I already gained the unique discovery actually, so that doesn't matter so much now. I get to draw a card, add to my 2 cards. During a dice check, re-roll 1 dice, and I think I would rather have that. Yes, so I'm going to discard specialized tools and keep these 2. It's 2 actions. Let's draw an event card and find out what terrible thing's going to happen. All right, do we have a matching biome? We don't. Progress all time tracks by 1. I should have looked for that. I sure don't love that. No, sir, not at all. Wow, okay. So, first of all, Gale. Nothing happens. Counterspin means it's going to go to the lowest numbered connected sector. Well, it's only connected to 1 sector, so we go down here and we get a gale. That's awful. So we we have to exhaust 3 dice. Well, I can't exhaust any more dice, so from what I understand, that's the end of that. Never mind, I double checked. It requires that I exert. To exert is on the board. I have to sacrifice 1 die, which means I remove it permanently from this mission, and I put it back in that section's dice to be used later. It's just lost for this mission, and that allows me to refresh 5 dice. So I'm going to exert what seems the least useful, and I suppose that's going to be a green wild, just because it's a 50-50 chance. So we're going to put that back into our pink recon department. There we go. And I have 5 dice over here. And now, yay, I get to exhaust 2 of them. So I really need to pay attention to this threat and where it's going to go next, just in case the time tracks do advance. Let's exhaust 2. That would probably be green, is the least useful right at the moment. All right, now we reset this track. So we are back down here at the first one, and we are moving our time track up over here. 1 more, and we will replace with Global Conditions 3. Find out what happens. I have no idea. Usually it's worse. Let's turn our turns over and see if we can just get out of here. Oh my goodness. And that time track came after, actually, so my mining probe goes up as well. A little bit to keep track of here. I'm going to start with Che Jin Yang, And we are going to rest. So we're going to go from 7 to 6 supplies, get 3 dice. So we're going to go red and blue. And we're going to go with basic blue, just like that. For my next action, we are going to try to scout this area because we need to get out of here, because if I draw an event card, I'm going to get another gale, but I can't leave this space. So no matter what, Cho Jae-young can't leave this space is the trouble. So, all right, let's roll 3 dice, and let's get some contributed dice. I hate to do it, from Natalia Torres. Let's do it. I don't want to keep failing like I have been. So let's get another blue and maybe even a red. I think we're going to do it all. Yeah, so blue and red, keep those separate. And there's no items that I can really use here. And for cards, not a whole lot. A couple things. I am in a sector with mission equipment, so I can refresh 1 dice. Awesome. Okay, let's roll these. First, I've got these. So I have a success and an accident. And then I have 2 successes. Good. So, first thing that I want to do, following my little cheat sheet here, is add my injury dice. I forgot to roll that. There we go. And I do have an effect. So, because I have that, I have to exhaust one of the dice that I rolled. And it cannot be the accident, as nice as that would be. I've got 2 reds and only 1 successful blue. Well, I have to do a red. I have no choice. So I'll do the mining one, so we can make this red whatever we want it to be. And I put the injury back right here in any of these available slots. So I'll keep it in the green. Now I can modify the results with equipment and cards. I'm going to use this anytime card. If you're in a sector with mission equipment, refresh 1 blue dice. Gladly. I'm going to take the wrench back and put it over there. And let's see, are there any dice that I only need 1 blue? I would like to re-roll 1 because I don't want to have this accident. So I'm going to, you can do as many cards as, are you kidding me? I'm really irritated. A 1 in 6 chance. Do you know how many accidents I've been? That is one thing with dice games. You got to be able to deal out with this. Like, you can mitigate it, absolutely. And I'm not planning terribly well. But sometimes dice games really frustrate me. And I'm kind of frustrated. All right, let's see if I can mitigate that. I cannot. Well, yes, I can. And I made a mistake. Actually. Natalia can only actually contribute 1 dice. So I made a mistake there. I'm going to just keep, no matter what, it's bad. I guess I keep the red. So I'm sorry about that. I can, just to be honest about it, let's re-roll it. And thank goodness. All right, so we're still good. Okay, she can contribute 1 card, but she can't use this one. So, this is what we have. We have 2 red successes and 1 accident. Oh my goodness, did we fail again? You have got to be kidding me. Alright, so 1 wild. I gain a unique discovery. There's no more unique discoveries to gain, so I get to get a success token instead. So here we go. Success token, and I put it onto my lander. That's cool. Next, gain 2 mineral leads, replaced with a card. I didn't pass it. I am just really annoyed right now that I'm stuck here rolling 5 dice. It's a little silly. I failed. Let's roll a danger dice. And that one does nothing. Cool. So we can move on. That was turn 2 for her. So let's go to drawing an event card. Kaboom! Do we have any matching biomes? We don't. Progress all time tracks by 1, which is bad. Let's move the mining probe up 1. And let's move the global conditions up 1 and replace it. That means we're going to replace with global conditions card 3. So I'm going to go over here to my global conditions, which is in card tray A, the white one there. And what do we got? G03. Let's find you. There are 4 G03, so I shuffle them up and I pick one random card. Boom. Here we go. We've got good conditions. All right, we got fortunate this time. I will take it. I will take it, and I'll put the other G03 back. All right, cool. So now, anytime that I roll a wild, I get to draw one section card. Not bad. Put my timer right there. And to travel, I just have to exhaust one dice or roll danger to move to a connected sector. Either one. I can deal with that. We'll successfully roll one dice, which, given this play, this particular round, I don't know how much I want to depend on that. All right, now we advance the time track here. Gale, exhaust 3 dice. So that's 1. Now I need to sacrifice a dice. So I'll sacrifice my wild blue. So I'm going to go to engineering and boom, there we go, sacrificed. And that lets me refresh 5. So let's refresh all 5, and then I need to exhaust 2 more in order to survive this gale. So I'm going to sacrifice a green and 1 blue. And we'll do the just plain old success one. Boom. And let's exhaust 3, 1, and 2. Don't have enough, so we have to sacrifice. And let's sacrifice a green. Let's sacrifice the green, maybe the success. I think so. Yeah, the green success is going to go into our pink. Boom. Watch me need greens later. And let's refresh up to 5, or refresh 5, excuse me. And here we go. And I need to exhaust one of those. Let's exhaust, honestly, the green. There we go. All right. Boy, these windstorms. I gotta pay attention. All right, so clockwise spin means it's going to go to the, what does it say here? Highest numbered connected sector. So we're going up to 7. So it's basically just, now it's trapped. It's just going to be going back and forth between these two is basically what's going to happen. Awesome. So, yeah, good times. Got myself in a mess, and there's no way to get rid of it that I can see. All right. Okay. Next turn. We've got Natalia here. Turn available. 2 actions. She's got dice to roll, so we are going to do the exact same thing. Although I could gain a card first, so let's do that. Let's do a prepare action. Draw 1 card and add it to my deck. So during a dice check, re-roll a blue. That's good. I like that stroke of inspiration, and I can always spend one of my dice from my pool, any successful one, to roll 1 dice from your spent pool and add it to your roll pool. So that means I could use 1 from spent and add it up here. So that's useful. All right, we're going to do this special action. Let's roll 2 reds and a blue, and let's contribute 1 red? Yeah, let's contribute 1 red from over here from Cho Jae-young, and then we'll see if we need any cards. There's no injury die to roll, so let's do this. Okay, so only 1 accident. At least this time I passed. And I wish I remembered. Oh no. That's why you want to roll them separately. Because now I need to remember which red die got contributed. I'm pretty sure she was the muscle. And then we've got, oh man. Well, these are exactly the same. So here we go. A success die, and the blue went over here. And I'll have to double check. I'm certain that the red muscle was over here. I'm going to have to check the book. That is one kind of irritating thing, is you can easily mix up your dice, and it's kind of hard to backtrack and remember where they were. Yes, recon starts with the muscle. So that was correct. Okay, everything's good. Now, I would like to re-roll one of these reds so that I can avoid the accident if at all possible. So let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do here. I can re-roll a blue. I need this blue. I need the red. And these special actions at the bottom, I'll double check it. From what I understand, they can only apply to your active character. I have no cards that I can contribute, so I have an accident no matter what. Okay, so I do this in order. I got a wild, so I can gain a unique discovery. I'll take it. So I'm going to get a success since there are no more unique discoveries. Then I finally did actually pass, so we're going to spend everything. And I have to resolve the accident first, actually. So let's do the danger die. And resolve the special action last. I have a bad habit with that. And nothing happens. Thank goodness for that. All right. Now, finally, gain 2 mineral leads. Let's do it. And that's a 0. It's mostly zeros in here. There are 20 tokens. And a 1. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And now let's replace with card P075. I can do that. So that is point of interest 75. So let's replace this right here where we can make camp. So we've got a treacherous campsite. Whenever barely holding back the elements. Whenever you rest or exert in this sector, recover all dice. That's awesome. Roll dice to make camp. If I roll DNA, you or an assisting crew member discard 1 injury die. Awesome. I don't have any DNA, but a wild would count. If you roll a wild, you or an assisting crew member draw 1 section card. Okay, that's not bad. Here we go. What I really want, though, is just to move. And we're at least safe from the windstorm for this next turn because it's not going to move toward us. All right, those are my 2 actions. Draw an event card. All right, we got 2 icons going down. What's going on here? I got trees. No, I got nothing. So, progress all time tracks by 1. Don't mind if I do. Cool. So first we'll do the mining probe. Gain 2 mineral leads and reset this track. Gladly. So maybe we'll get something cool. We got a 0. That's 1. Give me something decent. And 0. But I do get +1 charge. Cool. I need to remember I can use these charges for their special abilities. So I can refresh all reds by spending a charge. I can do that at any time. It's not an action. And this one is when resting. So I need to start using that. I've been neglecting an important ability. I didn't see anything in the rules that said charges couldn't exceed the number that you start with. So you start with 1. Nothing says that I can't exceed that. So I'm going to assume that I can. Please correct me if I'm wrong. All right, then we reset the time track. So you go right back to the beginning. Pretty cool. And now we do our next time track, which is going to be our global conditions. Nothing's happening yet. And then we are going up here. So we have a clockwise spin, which means it's going to go to the highest numbered connected sector. Never mind, it is me. And now it's going to do a gale. It's really annoying because once it gets over here, it's just trapped between the two. So there's like a dance of being able to move, which I was trapped there. Now at least I can move, so I don't know. But whatever, we're getting to the spot we need to go. These poor girls, man. All right, so we have to exhaust 3 each. There's 1, 2. I now have to exert so that I can exhaust another dice. So what am I going to get rid of? I want to keep at least a green. We've got 3. We've got the most reds on the table. So I'm going to get rid of a red. So we're going to put that back in engineering. Okay, put all these back over. And I still need to exhaust, I believe, 1 of them. So I will exhaust a blue. Success. There we go. Boom. All right, and then we're going to have to do the same thing over here. Exert. There's like nothing left. Pretty soon, she's going to have no dice. I don't know what happens in that case. I'm going to assume, I guess I'll have to look at the rulebook. I'm going to assume you're just dead. I don't know. Green seems, I've got, now it's either red or blue. So let's get rid of a red. Yeah, let's get rid of a red. Let's get rid of a red, just plain old success. Okay. Plain old success, and goes back in the recon. I get 3 and I exhaust all 3. Oh my goodness. What a nightmare. And next turn it's going to go up there, and it's going to go there and there and there. It's annoying. Wow. Actually, no. Next turn it's going to go down 1. So we stand a chance. We need to get out of here, let it go down, get what we need done up here, and get off this planet. Okay, that's a good stopping point for this video. Don't worry, we're going to pick up right where we left off. Thank you so much. I love you all. I'll see you next time.